Hello, and welcome into today's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hicks, and I'm the lead beat writer for Arizona State Sun Devils on SI, and I will be joining you today as I have every day for the last month and a half and every day moving forward. I am so thrilled that football season is just 9 weeks away. Arizona State kicks off the season obviously on August 30th at home, Mountain America Stadium against in state FCS rivals Northern Arizona. And although that game is likely to be a resounding victory for Sun Devils fans, it's simply a symbol of moving forward with an incredibly bright outlook. It wasn't even like this time last year. This time last year, there was a lot of speculation on if there was even going to be a step taken forward in year two of the Kenny Dillingham era. And the questions were somewhat valid, although I believe personally, being a graduate of Arizona State and following this program for as long as I have, that some of the talent was undervalued by the outside because of what happened in 2023, and there was not much flexibility taken into account when it comes to player development and other things. So this season, unquestionable that the future is bright in any lens that you can look through, and I'm so honored to be covering this team this season. I can't do without you. Before we get started, once again, daily drill. Please follow me at X/Twitter at khicks_21. Your support means the world to me, and I couldn't do it without each and every one of you. All right, so today's episode actually is it perfectly coincides with Big 12 Media Day that is set to be held next week in Frisco, Texas. Arizona State's representatives and the representatives for the conference at large have been announced. Obviously, Kenny Dillingham is going to be there, as are every other head coach of the 16 Big 12 programs. Um, that's pretty self explanatory. Kenny Dillingham might be the coach that has the most attention around him now in the conference. Maybe one of the coaches with the most eyes on him in the country at large, if we're being honest. He's just a phenomenal interview, just down to earth, always gives great answers, always thinks things through, always puts things into perspective, and Dillingham is just a phenomenal interview. There's a reason why he keeps on showing up on podcasts and Sports Center and everything in between during the off season. People want to hear him. People want to see what he has to say. So obviously Dillingham's going to be a huge draw for Arizona State, but let's take a look at the players that are supposed to go to Frisco in the next week. Obviously Sam Levitt, obviously Jordan Tyson, offensive lineman Ben Coleman going into his senior season, and he has been a mainstay on the offensive line over the last couple of seasons. He is going to be there. Clayton Smith, defensive lineman, key cog in that unit that is expected to be much improved this season around Elijah O'Neal. Uh, Obviously, Prince Dorba is returning off the edge. CJ Fight is supposed to be there as well. All Big 12 second team selection last season, potential NFL draft prospect heading into the 2026 NFL draft. He is expected to be there as well. No linebackers. Little surprised that Keyshawn Elliott will not be attending this as well, but very, very strong group of people that are going to be there. And obviously, to cap it off, Xavion Alford. He's probably the leader of Brian Ward's defense going into the season. The former USC and Texas safety, former four-star talent, had a phenomenal first season in Tempe and very well could play his way into the NFL draft discussions over this next year or so. So, yeah, let's break it down. So, Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson, obviously national award contenders. Levitt could be in play for the Maxwell Award for the most outstanding player in the country, the Davey O'Brien, the most outstanding quarterback, and the Heisman Trophy, which only one Arizona State player in program history has ever been a finalist for the Heisman and has gone to New York for the ceremony, and that is Jake Plummer nearly 30 years ago. Levitt absolutely has the talent to get there. We all know that. Uh, year two in Marcus Arroyo's system, the continuity is going to be invaluable. Having a running back room that is as balanced as this current Sun Devils room looks on paper is probably going to serve him well. The fact that the Sun Devils offense is probably going to be more spread out and pass happy in 2025 compared to relying heavily on Cam Scadaboo to uh, win games last season. There's nothing wrong with that, but the predictability factor is something that you have to take into account. And now that the Arizona State offense looks to be more balanced with better receiving talent and Shimon Mateer returning, it's reasonable to assume that Levitt can throw 35, 40 touchdowns this season, especially with the volume that he's probably going to be throwing the ball at. Obviously, Jordan Tyson, a Biletnikoff Award candidate, widely considered the third best receiver in the nation right now, behind Ryan Williams of Alabama and Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State. The junior is just phenomenal. Phenomenal release, great at breaking press coverage, fluid route runner, has some struggles with drops every once in a while, but overall, just a phenomenal receiver and probably going to be a first-round draft pick. There's a reason why he's going to be there. And let's talk about what it means for the program having that many players attending. I believe that Arizona State will have the most players out of any other program that is showing up. What does that mean? It probably means that Arizona State is going to have the most all Big 12 selections in the preseason poll. As we know, Levitt is probably a safe bet to be all Big 12 first team, as is Jordan Tyson at wide receiver. Xavier Alford is a safe bet as well. Possibly Ben Coleman, if he's going to be there. The Arizona State offensive line often gets lost in the fray of the rest of the roster, as do most offensive lines, but this unit is very, very strong. 4 returning starters. The continuity is there. The pass-run block combo is there. There's a lot to like on that unit. CJ Fight is probably a safe bet to be selected to one of the All Big 12 teams after being All Big 12 second team last season. Other possibilities, Kanye Udo, he probably won't be, but should be under consideration. Shimon Mateer, over 300 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns last season. He is one of the better and more battle-tested tight ends in the Big 12. Keith Abney, the starting cornerback, was absolutely phenomenal last season, and the trajectory is only going up for him. Keyshawn Elliott, as I said, I'm a little surprised that he wasn't invited or didn't get selected to represent Arizona State. Him and Jordan Crook look to make up one of the best linebacking duos in the Big 12 Conference. He's looking to make a major step forward off of an already impressive junior season with the Sun Devils last year. He's another possible selection. Even Prince Dorba, as we all saw in 2023, he has the potential to be a game wrecker. He played in 7 games last season, but they were largely marred by injury, and he's coming back healthy this season. And Elijah O'Neal, another player that broke out last season for the Sun Devils in Brian Ward's defense. There are so many talented players on this Arizona State team. The Big 12 is likely going to recognize it, even though they did officially decide to cancel the preseason poll when it comes to projecting where teams will finish. But based off, as many as 11 or 12 Arizona State players could be included in the All Big 12 preseason polls for individual teams. 12 players, even if all 12 don't get selected, Arizona State is probably still going to lead the pack in terms of volume of players that are selected to those teams. And that likely means that the circumstances haven't changed, the perception hasn't changed, and Arizona State is still the favorite to win the Big 12 in 2025. And that should be very, very exhilarating for Arizona State fans all around. Yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Your support means the world to me. Please follow me on X/Twitter if you get an opportunity to do so at khicks_21. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you tomorrow.